What's going on, you wild boys and girls? Let's hear it for the boys. They're back, and these boys are back to review season 3, the first 3 episodes of The Boys.
And per usual, those boys are wild. What better, fellas here to review the brand new season of The Boys that just hit Amazon Prime Video on June 3rd, returning back to this crazy satirical world of superheroes is the best way to put it, and just craziness that ensues and just nonstop action, gore, and dicks.
Yes, a lot of dicks, and we start out the third season with a huge dick. We meet this superhero termite who can basically shrink down to size, a lot like Ant-Man. We see a giant penis, him trying to run through it, and some craziness that happens when he enters into the urethra there. We see an exploding body, tons of gore, just outrageousness, typical The Boys. We're starting this season about a year after the events of season 2 and what happened at the end of season 2, where we saw, Stormfront there with Homelander, and we realized that the world found out that Stormfront had ties to Nazis. So things are getting harder for Homelander each and every season. People are learning about him being evil, and this season breaks it wide open. But we see a Homefront here who's, sick of hiding, and he's going to fully embrace being the bad guy while still playing the angle, that he's a superhero and he's doing good. But, he's more this season, he's going to that dark side and kind of embracing it. And this season has a lot to do with, the numbers from the 7 here. They made this big movie, a lot like the Justice League, the Snyder Cut. We get this other director. I can't remember the name of the cut, but it's a lot like that. It's, the Dawn of the 7 movie we see at the very beginning that looks a lot like Zack Snyder's Justice League. We even see a huge cameo in the beginning from Charlize Theron playing a superhero in this movie, poking fun at Zack Snyder's Snyder Cut movie. But basically it's The Boys, they're back, and it's picking up about a year later. And, we see a lot of similar faces, and we get some new characters this year, and including a Starlight that looks different this year, like we talked about.
Yeah, Starlight. She looked like a completely different person. I didn't even recognize her.
Yes, I know.
They lost some weight and got a facelift or something done, nose job or something. But yeah, she's always good. She was really fantastic this season. Her having to, I guess, forced into being the co-captain of the 7 and working along Homelander, and her being worried that Homelander's going to kill her because he's a psychopath, and he's even crazier this season. Anthony Starr, a guy that you love to hate, just really fantastic villain in this season. He's even worse, a few episodes in. He's a ticking time bomb. Not sure what he's going to do, after his girlfriend that we're talking about that had Nazi ties. She's pretty much messed up, kind of hospitalized. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He's going off the deep end and stops giving a shit, and he kind of has a meltdown, gives his speech and just stops caring, and really sets up the rest of the episodes.
Right. He's also estranged from his little boy. Butcher took the little boy and kept him safe and is keeping him safe. We see some good moments between Butcher and the boy. The boy's, understands that he has powers. He doesn't want to end up like Homelander. He's kind of scared of what he'll become. So yeah, we do see the boys as they are, Billy the Butcher, and then you have Mother's Milk, and they all get some interesting, side stories going on. There's a lot going on in the first 3 episodes of The Boys. The character development in the show has always been fantastic, and with the time jump here, meeting everybody a year down the road, we see Huey working for this organization that is, trying to go after the superheroes that have kind of went off the deep end here. And of course he doesn't know he's working for this woman who was responsible for all those exploding heads and is a bad superhero herself. So he's with this organization, and within the first 3 episodes he gets reunited with Mother's Milk and the other boys, as you have it. But the main story in these first 3 episodes are really about Homelander kind of unraveling, becoming a co-captain with Starlight there, and having to convince Starlight to kind of go along with this whole plan where, he's he's pushing it that they're back together strong as a team. And there's also this reality show going on, America's, it's basically like a reality show for the next best superhero, the newest superhero to join the seven, where they have to pick a new superhero. And we find out it's somebody from Starlight's past that she knows. It's this former singer from back in the day.
Trying to become the next, member of the seven, and it's all kind of rigged. But it's poking fun, satire, poking fun at the world around us, stupid reality shows, the love and fascination and the global phenomenon that is Disney and Marvel Studios. Like, they're poking fun at all this. They have like Vought Studios and their own streaming service. They're poking fun at all this stuff coming out, which is really funny. Their take on it, but obviously there's just much more blood and gore. But there's a lot to say with this. There's a lot of themes and messages. The arcs are really fantastic in this. They get better each season. You get more from the supporting cast, I feel like, this season. Some of the main characters kind of took more of a backseat. But really getting reintroduced all these characters, being the boys and the soups.
That's right. Yeah. And Giancarlo Esposito, he's in control of the seven basically, and he's kind of determining where they'll go from here. We find out that there's this new experimental drug, V24. It's the new version of that gives, can give people superheroes, but only for 24 hours. And we have the Butcher, taking this, and you see what it would be like with the Butcher with these superhero powers. And there's some really awesome scenes featuring his character having these powers, and a whole story with him, and the whole story with the former superheroes. They're called something different than the seven, but we find out the Soldier Boy was one of the characters, Jensen Ackles, who's coming over to work with Eric Kripke again. They worked together, of course, on Supernatural. And, we find out that he was killed during this CIA operation back in the day. And basically Butcher and Starlight, they all want to know, how we can take out Homelander before he, just goes completely out the deep end, and, he can kill countless number of people. So they're trying to find the weapon that can stop it. And they figure they can use whatever killed Soldier Boy back in the day.
I keep thinking about the rapper Soldier Boy. I was looking up a few songs. Walk 'em down. That was one of them. Soldier Boy, Jensen Ackles, like the anti-Captain America's douchebag killed Mother's Milk, one of his relatives, like dad or somebody. Yeah, just not a good guy, like most of these characters, showing the bad sides of these superheroes, abusing their powers and killing innocent people, which is a really cool, fresh take on that with everything going on with the Marvel Studios. But it's a fun take on that genre, more of satire approach. But really appreciated this, first 3 episodes of season 3. Didn't know what to expect. Last season was balls to the wall action and over the top craziness, but they took it a step further this time around, especially in the first episode, season 3. It really shows you what they're going for. A lot of testicles and dicks in this season, and a lot of really over the top crazy action scenes, and diving into these characters, introducing new faces too.
That's right. There's so many great characters on the show. It's like from week to week, you could follow any of the characters and be completely satisfied. It's all rich character work and really great writing from Eric Kripke here and the boys. There's a lot of characters that you love to hate on here, but even some of the characters that are sympathetic, like Billy the Butcher, Starlight, we're finding them, trying to figure out a way that they're going to stop Homelander, because ultimately Homelander's the most powerful soup on the show. He's the most diabolical, evil, and if nobody can stop him, everybody's doomed basically. So ultimately this season's going to be all about him getting more and more evil, killing more people, and the others that still have a soul, a heart and soul, finding out a way to end his reign of terror.
Yeah, what I got out of the season is how far good people will go to take down evil. He was working with a congresswoman, and basically the rest of the boys are working trying to take down the bad guys. They're working for the Federal Bureau of Superhuman Affairs, so government organization trying to take down the bad people. And it's really showing how far Huey and the rest of the boys will go to take down evil, being Homelander. He just keeps taking out people. He's losing his mind, losing the shit, doesn't really care, abuses his powers. So you're questioning who's going to take out Homelander as we dive further and further into the season. Hopefully we'll find that out. I'm sure Homelander will eventually die, but not really sure who will take him out finally. Maybe Starlight. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But a lot of good messages here, and seeing where these characters go, and You thought it was crazy last season. You haven't seen anything yet. So that being said, I'm going to give the first 3 episodes of The Boys in season 3 a 4 out of 5 Homelander hair pieces.
I had a great time with the first 3 episodes of season 3 of The Boys. Homelander is just fantastic. Anthony Starr, I love that actor. He's just a great villain. Ultimately, the biggest evil villain that you can imagine, really, willing to kill women and children, and who's going to stop him, and just how evil is he going to get? That's a question. At the end of the episode 3, we see him kind of get Starlight and him to kind of fake this relationship for the public. So he's really keeping her close. She has information on him, with the video from the flight of all the people dying from that hanging over his head, and of course all that. So he's going to manipulate her and the public into being on his side, and he finds out that his poll numbers are rising and his public opinion's rising from being himself. So he's just going to fully embrace it, go full on evil. We saw what he did to the Deep there, bringing him back in, making him eat that octopus, his buddy the octopus there. Just this season, it's just been balls to the wall, gore, craziness from the get-go, from the opening scene, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. There's a lot in there. They pack a lot into these episodes. Just going over it with you, tons of stuff to talk about that we didn't even get to, but highly recommend this show to you guys. For the first 3 episodes of The Boys season 3, I too am going to give it a 4 out of 5 Huey hair pieces.
So we're interested in hearing your guys' thoughts on season 3 of The Boys, the first 3 episodes. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite season? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to click subscribe. Also, check out these wild boys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news and reviews.
That's right. And stay tuned right here, because we're going to be reviewing a lot of great TV shows and movies to come. We always have videos that we're working on, and we have a few in the can right now, and we're going to be doing another podcast this weekend. So stay tuned next week for that. The summer movie season is fully upon us now that Top Gun Maverick has officially blown the doors off, returning the blockbuster. We're getting a new Jurassic Park, Jurassic Park Dominion, Jurassic World Dominion, should I say. We're getting that this weekend, and we will be reviewing Jurassic World in anticipation for that, as well as the new one. So stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll also be back for the new Marvel show, Miss Marvel. And Obi-Wan will be back here in a few weeks when that ends the season, and share our thoughts on the entire season. Me and this guy reviewed the first 2, and so far it's been really great. Also, I just checked out Pistol, Danny Boyle's new show about the Sex Pistols. Hopefully me and this guy come back, talk about that little punk rock show. Really fantastic. In the world of Danny Boyle, you're always in for a good treat.
So that is it for me and Uncle Logan here. We just reviewed The Boys season 3, the first 3 episodes, and we will be back in a few weeks when the show's all wrapped up to wrap up the whole season. We hope you guys enjoy this show as much as we do. Get in, buckle your seatbelt, because you're going to go on a wild ride when you watch The Boys, and this season just, throws things into overdrive. So until the next Cinephellas TV review, I'm Uncle Henry. That's my good mate, Uncle Logan. Cheers!
Cheers!